All right, guys, let's have a little bit of fun here. Let's have a little bit of fun, okay? I just got off my COVID grind. I'm ready to have some fun. I still have COVID. You know, make sure you wear your mask through the screens while you watch my content. You can see my desk right now; it's a mess, full of booger tissues. But that's not what this is about. This is about a very philosophical question, and it is: do all porn stars think the same? Funny enough, I saw somebody sent me a clip of this on TikTok that they just posted on their Jubilee or whatever it's called. So I'm curious. Um, the worst part about this video, going into it though, is that a lot of times when I start watching content, I'll sometimes I'll get nervous. I get stage fright. So I like to think of everybody in like their underwear. Makes me feel more confident. Problem is that everybody in their underwear in a video like this, not only are they probably more attractive than me, I know it's hard to think about that because I'm very attractive, but they're also packing a lot more than me. So, you know, I'm already upset.
I believe everybody has the opportunity to choose what kind of sex they will have, and so it can be sacred. But then there's times I just want to be a dirty pig and just go out and do whatever I want, and that's not sacred.
True, 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 true.
Porn is art.
Let me see. The expression or application of human creative skills and imagination, typically in a visual form, such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for the beauty or emotional power. So, based on that definition, I would say that maybe porn for women is art. It's very sensual, like, oh, you know what I mean? Maybe that's art. The kind of porn for men, though, that's not art. That's like a drunken bar fight. At least that's what I'm looking at. Basically, that's the same energy. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at guys like getting drunk and beating each other up or off. Most of the time, that's not what I'm looking at. Most of the time, I'm looking at like, guys, I got COVID brain, so don't take anything I have to say seriously.
3, 2, 1.
Film in itself is art, but art is also subjective. So for myself, I do believe that my work is on some level, a creative endeavor, which actually does reflect the art world.
I mean, everything that we do is a creative endeavor. I shoot a lot of features, which means I shoot a lot of movies that are actually filmed more like mainstream movies. It's basically the exact same.
Do you mean like parody porn? There's no way she's doing like really like upscale, like solid porn. She's like, yeah, I did the Sky Who, fuck, I can't speak. The Spy Who Shagged Me is what I was gonna say. You know, like a porn thing, or Star Wars Revenge of the Cock. I don't really know. I don't have anything intelligent to say. But the XXX Men, yeah, exactly. You think that she's making like a fucking incredibly detailed movie, you know? Or come on.
Except in the end, we have sex.
So I said somewhat agree. I'm still new to the industry, so I have not really done a lot of feature films or the big productions. I still do the reality porn where it's like the piece of guy.
Leave her alone. It's art to her, sure.
He rings the doorbell and then he fucks the MILF or something. So I don't really see that as art in a way.
I mean, but did they set that pizza guy up a certain way? You have to lean against the doorbell a certain way. You have to hit the light and your hair light's back there.
I feel like porn's never done that well. Like, they know that they don't have to be that great. They get some decent angles sometimes, but, you know.
Minors should be allowed to view porn.
That's a tough question. Because as a former minor, I looked at a lot of pornography. But honestly, I don't think that they should. They really shouldn't. I've talked about this on here before, too. You really shouldn't. And here's why. Okay? Here's why. I don't think it's so bad if you find your dad's nudies magazines, you know, the Playboys, and you see some blondes with their tits out or whatever. Not that big of a deal. Because what are you going to do with that? This was like back in the day. You'd find your dad's tit magazine. Oh, look at the boobs. Nowadays, though, if you find boobies on the internet, you're 10 clicks away from watching somebody take a piss on somebody else. Okay? The fucking industry has changed. It's not the same. So now it's literally a gateway. It's a gateway. You start looking at porn, and all of a sudden you're watching something really bad and like hardcore. And I feel like some of our issues when it comes to proper consent in sex comes from the way that porn displays sex. There's a lot of porn, like it's very normal for there to be very rough, aggressive sex where girls say no, but they actually want it. And I feel like it hurts the conversation about consent. So like really, I don't think that minors should be looking at pornography. It's probably going to happen, but it shouldn't, because I think it sets young men up for very young men and young women for very unrealistic expectations when it comes to bed. I think sometimes it can teach young men to be aggressive even when they shouldn't be, and it sometimes teaches young women to just take it because that's what they're supposed to like. So yeah, no, I don't think that they should. Yeah, it fucks you up in the head.
3, 2, 1.
Well, at least they know that they shouldn't, except for this guy and this
The
girl.
type of porn that minors will be able to get is most likely going to be what's free on the internet, and there's a lot of things missing from the clips that are free on the internet. It's not very educational. It does not teach them the proper way that sex should be done, consent.
Okay, listen, I agree with everything except for the thing that she said where it's like, it's all, like, I agree with everything that she's saying. The only reason I'm cutting her off is because she's like, the stuff that you find for free doesn't have the right educate. Listen, all of it doesn't have the right education. I've paid for porn before. Hot take. It doesn't, there's no educational feature in the first minute of that. No porn is like, okay, just so you know, this is an unrealistic expectation of a very aggressive, kinky, blah, 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 blah. It's like, she's like, it's like, you really need to pay for my porn. You should pay for the kids' porn. Give them my paid OnlyFans, and then they'll get the correct education. Okay? Yeah, it gets worse when you pay. It gets worse.
Lube, all of that stuff, it's missing.
We do a lot of like...
Bro, they don't show the lube. They don't show any of the lube in the paid stuff. They want you to think that girls are like always wet. They don't show you the lube. They don't show you like the fluffers for the men. Sometimes I heard they had to put cocaine in their penises. They don't show you that shit. They don't show you the dark side of it. Maybe in like a porn documentary. Get that on Netflix though. You know what I mean?
fantasy role play and different things that like maybe you would want to do but you can't actually do in real life. And so if a minor is watching it, they don't see what goes on behind the scenes where the partners are like communicating with each other like, you can do this but like this, or they don't see consent happening on camera.
Porn is it's a fantasy. This is not reality.
I didn't even see that guy. I feel like he wasn't there the whole time. I feel like he fucking magically appeared. Is he invisible? He's in the thumbnail. Where? Oh, he was there the whole time. Holy shit! I didn't even fucking see that guy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
So a minor watching this is definitely going to get the wrong idea of what real sex is and how it's done, how it started off, how you meet a girl. You're not going to meet the pizza man too many times and it's going to open up the pizza and his dick's in there. That's called sexual harassment, folks. If they're able to watch this, I think sex would be a lot more numbing at a lot younger age, and we don't want that as a society. Like, we still want sex to still be somewhat sacred to kids.
I'm gonna say that I think pornography is a very important part of learning things. And also a minor is somebody who's under 18. So we're talking about 17, 16, 15. They're already probably watching porn or probably dealing with that. I agree it is not the place somebody should learn about sex, but
you just said it is. What the fuck? This guy's insane.
If they're doing it, how do we make it so it can be a positive thing?
You think they should have like...
This guy's like... This guy says that porn is educational. And first of all, this guy's so wrong. Shut the fuck up. You want to know where you learn about sex? Your parents or school. The right things to learn about sex isn't how to be good at it. You do that through practice or like how aggressive it can be or bad examples of it. The right way to learn sex is how to be safe for STD wise and pregnancy wise, and then like figure it out and experiment on your own. I don't like these things because like I'm a firm believer when it comes to a lot of things, when it comes to sex for young people, not children. You know, like if you're 16 or 17 and you want to sleep with another 16 or 17-year-old, be my guest. It's weird, but you do you. Well, it's uncomfortable for me to talk about. But experiment with sex and your gender and like your fucking your hobbies. That's what you're supposed to do as kids. You're supposed to feel yourself out with people of the same age and figure out what you like to do so that it sets you up to be an adult. You don't need to be watching a dude blast the fuck out of a girl's asshole to like learn what sex is. It's like, oh, I saw this really interesting porn. Can I fuck the shit out of your ass? And she's like, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? That's not how you experiment.
Like, I don't know, not softcore, but like a porn, like that's more educational.
No, I disagree. All of that is wrong.
Porn exploits racism.
Porn exploits racism. I don't think so. I mean, maybe I don't watch the right kind of porn. I've never searched the N-word in like Pornhub.com, so I wouldn't know. I've looked at black girls. I can only really watch a black girl get fucked by a white guy, though. Not because I'm racist, but because, like, I feel I'm the penis. You know what I'm saying? When I'm like in a porn, like I'm the wiener. So like I don't have a big black wiener. I don't have a big white wiener either. But you get my point, you know. So I'm just saying. But does it exploit racism? I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong.
3, 2, 1.
I guess they would know better. I don't know.
I have not shot interracial yet. No matter what, they're going to end up making it so that there's a racist title, like Baby Goes Blacked on blondes, Big Black Cock on this little tiny white girl, something like that.
Is that racist to say big black cock on a tiny white girl? Because I feel like they do that like most of the time. Would you consider that racist? I mean, maybe. I have to think about that. Like, unless they're like this big N-word, fucking, you know, R words, a poor defenseless white woman in the 1950s, and then, you know what I mean? Like, now we're getting into like a really bad spot. But like, I feel like be like, yeah, big black cock. Is it racist to point out the truth? You know, you know, I've seen big white cock. Makes me depressed, but you move through. You know what I'm saying?
And I get so much hate on Instagram, on Twitter, saying I'm racist, saying whatever, and I'm actually the opposite.
Totally.
I don't.
Totally. I get where she's saying, I guess. It sounds like people are offended by the titles, and then they're taking the heat for it. It sounds like a bunch of virtue signalers, you know what I'm saying? Although some porn titles can be pretty bad. The category for trans women sometimes is like the T-slur. So, you know. But yeah, clickbait. Fetish, yeah, not racist, but fetishized. That's fair. Yeah, I guess that's the point. A lot of people are looking for fetishes.
Want to fucking do that.
There is a whole site. I mean, it's one of the biggest sites in our industry that is blacked. And interracial is interracial. Interracial is a white dude with a Chinese girl. Interracial is anything is interracial. So for us to just consider the darkest guy with the whitest girl, I think it's just so stereotype. And then
I don't know, from the interracial stuff that I've watched, it's not always like black guy focused, but these guys are in the industry. So.
They don't even do that. They make sure that the guy is gigantically huger than the other girl, so it looks intimidating. And then I feel like sometimes, why else do you think that some people are intimidated by black culture?
It's really bad.
That's an interesting point. I would have to do some research on this topic. But the what they're saying, from what it sounds like, is they're not just choosing. I don't know, because you know what, like. What they're saying here is like, hey, they take black guys and they pair them with really small white girls and they promote like the innocent white girl narrative. But bro, hot take, most of the porn with black dudes in it that I've come across always fucking a fat girl. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Maybe that would be racist too, because it would perpetuate the stereotype that black guys like big girls. But I don't know.
Like, I've even gotten companies offering me like hundreds of dollars extra to shoot interracial, and it didn't occur to me until like companies started dropping off, or like I was getting all these comments being like, oh my god, like you need to shoot with more black guys, and then we need more BBC and stuff like that.
People want that. That's the scary.
Yeah.
That is.
Mama Gut in the chat goes, this because you like fat girls. Well, that's a good point. Maybe that's why I only see that. But I don't even know how to respond to that.
The more scary part of this conversation. People actually want racist porn.
True. I don't know if that's true.
My family
It's certainly sexist.
approves of what I do for a living. 3, 2, 1.
I feel it's one of those things where like maybe the men, their family is like, yeah, it's fine. But the women, they're like, ew, what are you, fatherless? You know what I mean? They make fun of their own kids for not having a dad, you know?
My family, they found out the first day that my first scene came out. My mom, she
What was the
called
question exactly?
family.
Approves. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Listen, if I had like if I had an 18-year-old daughter who did porn, I'd be like, okay, you're an adult. I don't like it, but I would like approve. I wouldn't shame my daughter. So
They found out the first day that my first scene came out. My mom, she called me and she was upset. And then like a week after that, she was like, you know, I love you and like you're still welcome to come home. They're not all for it. They still want me to go back to college, but they have my back.
You guys are fucking disgusting. This guy in the chat goes, I'd watch it. If you're gonna watch your own daughter get fucked, what the fuck's the matter with you? Jesus Christ.
I came from a very bad space as a trans guy and like, you know,
I knew that guy was trans. I've seen porn with him in it before. That's how I knew. I knew that. I just didn't want people to think I was transphobic. I am, but like I didn't want you to think this is. I'm just kidding. But I've seen it before. What? That's not really for me, but you get curious. You know, you watch for a couple of minutes. You're like, okay. You click on the name. You know what I'm saying? Like, who doesn't do that? You're supposed to experiment with yourself. Why are you criticizing me? I don't understand. You know? He's a little too masculine for me. I like more feminine trans men. What? Why are you guys fucking shitting on me right now? Yeah, I've seen him before. Yeah. I've seen him before. When I was a kid, there was a meme floating around Instagram, and it's like, would you rather have a guy with a vagina or a chick with a dick? And he was the guy in the meme. And then the girl was Bailey J. Now, obviously, I prefer Bailey J. Who doesn't? But, like, it's not a bad-looking guy. I feel like I should probably move on from this point.
Tried to commit suicide, all kinds of stuff. So really, I think my parents are just really happy I'm alive. I'm a hugely successful in the pornography business. So I think what I did is I taught my parents that this is a business. It is not just dirty, nasty porn in the back alley. It's actually a real lucrative business if you understand how to create a business from it.
Most of my family knows what I do, and like my parents, they approve of it. They're like, you do what you want, you're an adult. But like my extended family, my grandparents, my cousins, they're all Mormon, they're super religious. I've been blocked on social media. I've been like, they don't invite me to family reunions anymore just because they're like, you can do what you want. But because our religion,
I don't mean to laugh, it's fucked up.
And views it this way, we're not comfortable with you being like around our kids and stuff like that.
What makes it sad is like, it does make
Why? Do the kids watching her get fucked? Like, why would it matter?
you feel like people forget the person that you are. Like, it's just a job. Like, this is just a job for me.
That's sad to me a little, though. Like, I feel like porn isn't something that should be just a job to you. You should, like to do it. If not, then it's like, damn, imagine you're going to work every day and getting fucked or fucking somebody that you don't want to. That sounds sad. At least to me.
It is hard for me to find a relationship because of my job.
Probably, yeah, I can imagine.
3, 2, 1.
Wow. That's interesting. I would have assumed yes. I don't know how I would. I mean, maybe they date within their own realm. But I feel like I would be super uncomfortable with, like, my fucking girlfriend or whatever fucking around with another dude. It would make me uncomfortable. I don't think I could do it. Because, like, my dick's never going to be satisfactory. And even if it is, because you know what? It's not really that small. I'm, you know. But even if it is, it's like they're gonna be bored of sex because that's their job. Like my mom used to work for White Castle. She she worked her way up. She fucking hates White Castle food. She hates like the burgers because she smells it all the time. You think that she's gonna want to fucking? My wife's gonna come home and be like, "Hey, you want to have sex?" She's like, "I just did that for 6 hours." Oh, God damn it! You know what I mean? I can hear my wife laughing in the other room because she's listening to me. She's so fucking annoying.
I have my husband. We are open and we're in a poly relationship, and I'm learning that you get what you.
What do you do? OnlyFans? You fucking nerd, loser. Yeah, loser. Got him. I had to make sure it was on the right one.
You want, and so if you're not cool with what I do, then you don't get to talk to me.
My struggle is the
nice.
monogamous part, because if you're with me, we have to be open because I'm going to be out with other people a lot. And I was married, and we ended it because he wanted to be monogamous and he couldn't handle seeing me go out with other people. And it's like it gets to a point with people where they're like, okay, do we want to be monogamous or are we going to be open? Can I even handle being open?
Well, that's a weird thing that she's saying. And the only reason I say that is because I would, like, I guess it wouldn't technically be monogamous to date a porn star. But then there's a difference between work and then, like, she keeps saying going out. Like, I was go out. That's not what porn is. You're not really going out with the person. So it kind of sounds like she's saying that, like, she just likes to fuck guys. It's like, okay. Oh, it's fine.
And, like, you know.
I was engaged to somebody in the industry, and you know, it's not easy to find a person that you have a real connection with in this industry, you know?
This guy makes me really sad. I feel bad for this dude.
Sometimes porn can destroy, you know, relationships.
Bro, this guy's making me want to fucking cry. This guy needs a hug, bro. Jesus.
And can destroy people, you know? Because
oh, Mama God says she's probably ashamed of her job. Maybe that's why she says going out instead of getting fucking railed for work or something like that, you know?
I don't have her anymore. And honestly,
oh my God,
I don't know
bro.
if I ever will, you know, because sometimes what it does to people, it mentally can scar you. I didn't want to accept it for what it was. I didn't want to think that porn was really hurting my relationship or really hurting her as much as it was. At times, there's just nothing you can do, and you just, like I said, you live and you learn.
That's fucking sad, bro. I don't care, though, because your dick's bigger than mine, so I have no fucking sympathy for you, piece of shit. Fuck you. Just kidding. I guess us little Peckerwoods win again. I'm actually happy. Fuck you.
There's a lot of things that happen that people don't understand. When we go to work, we are disconnected from intimacy.
Yeah.
People don't know how to do that in their own life, so they don't believe. I think a lot of times they don't believe us.
Because a lot of times I'll tell people, you think it's just normal.
I feel like that can't 100% be true in all circumstances. I'm sure there's people who can do that. But there's something like just very carnal or the fuck did I just do? Very like human about fucking somebody. That's like, I don't know. I feel like you got those smellies, you know what I mean? Your pheromones are released and you're like, bleh. You know, and then especially if you jizz in a girl, I feel like that elicits a response. That's why my wife fell in love with me. I'd be like, bleh, 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 bleh. And then I would just fucking, this is not a PG video.
Normal sex, I'm like, yo, I am angled like this. I am backwards. I'm like making sure the light's getting inside here so you guys can see what's going on. Like, I'm not on top of this girl hugging her and kissing.
Yeah, you ever notice that though? Like the pee-pee's not like usually all the way in the girl. Like it's just a conspiracy. These guys with like these huge long danglers, they don't even need it. You know what I'm saying? They don't even need half of it. You know? So you're fine if you have like a third of it. You know what I'm saying?
Kissing her and making love to her, like that's what I would do at home.
It is completely a job. We are disconnected. It is you're doing all of this as a motion and as an actor. You're an actor.
Maybe.
Sex is sacred.
There's no way that any of them can think that that's true. There's no way any of them can think that. You can't. I don't even think I don't even think that sex is sacred. There's no way porn stars think it's sacred.
3.
I'm turning the video off if any of them say yes. Bro, I was bluffing because I would have bet my fucking nutsack on that. None of them would have said yes. What the fuck?
So I personally,
hold on, maybe I don't know what sacred means. I would think like, you know, it's pretty important, you know, something that you wouldn't usually give everybody. Connected with God. Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're trying to have a baby, there's no way that they think that sex is sacred. There's just no way.
I think it's a very personal choice.
They all just were talking about how it's like the sex is disconnected and it's just emotions, and now they're like sex is sacred. It's like you guys can have uninvolved, unloved sex. How are you going to say that?
I believe everybody has the opportunity to choose what kind of sex they will have, how they want to have sex, when they want to have sex, why they want to have sex.
Sure,
and so it can be sacred in a situation where I might feel like I have a lover and I want to keep it very personal and I don't want. But then there's times I just want to be a dirty pig and just go out and do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It can be, you know, but like they don't, you know, maybe I'm not saying they don't have sacred sex. Like maybe they have really super emotional sex with their partner, But bro, you guys are getting fucking blasted half the time.
And that
95% of the time, really.
that's not sacred.
Like there's relationship sex that you actually feel for the person and stuff, and then there's genital sex where you just want to fucking get off. When I was 18, those
miserable.
couple years from 18 to 21 in the industry, I was a mess. I didn't know how to separate my personal life from my porn life. I can't be Aiden Ashley 24/7. And when I first got in the industry, I thought that that's who I was. I was ordering my Starbucks coffee and telling them I was Aiden. Okay? Like, and that's how I knew that, like,
Sounds like a very mentally stressful job.
I needed to come back and still have my real self
So look at The
and
Rock.
then be able to turn into Aiden when I go to set.
Wow.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend. You got a friend. I'm your friend, so just reach out to me.
I like that trans guy. He's pretty cool. I disagree with him about the educational stuff before, but he seems like a good guy. He was the only one that I saw who checked on that dude that was fucking struggling, you know? What a great video. That was actually very educational. I'm going to make sure to show my 7-year-old that video when they become 7.